Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and we are going through the book called The Noticer. It's a great book. It is in story form. It is about perspective. And so we've been going through this for the last few days. And today we're going to talk about really the story in this chapter is about perspective, about feeling that your time has passed. It's really speaking to the older generation. Yesterday, the chapter was about, you guys, my internet's going out. This is ridiculous. It keeps pausing. If it keeps pausing, I'll start over. Let me know if you can hear me. You let me know. I live in Minnesota. It might be the weather. It's not snowing. I should really stop speaking that because my words are powerful and I don't want the snow yet. But it's coming. I know it is. So, and in fact, if you live up north, you actually do, the snow is fun. We just want it to be light, fluffy snow and not a whole bunch of ice. All right. Let me know if you can hear me. Good morning. It's going to be a great, lovely day. Yesterday, we talked about perspective of the people that you're around. It really talked to a younger generation. The character in story form gives people in different life situations perspective. Today, he's talking to an older lady. She's in her 80s, I believe, and she feels like her time has already passed. I promise you I'm going to relate this to you. She feels like her time has already passed. She feels like she is done. There's nothing else to live for, and yet Jones, our main character, thinks otherwise. I want you to know something. Oftentimes, I will have people say, listen, I'm too old to care about my health. It's too late. I can't go to the gym. My time has passed. I have had people say this to me. It's not a big deal. Like, my kids are older. What's the point? Like, I don't feel good, but I feel like I'm too old too. Don't let that be you. First of all, if you woke up, like I sent a message to my family this morning. They said, good morning. We are all so blessed today because we are alive and well. I love you all, right? You all have breath in your lungs. You are awake. You are on here. You are alive, and you still have things in your life that you need to accomplish. There are things that people need you for. You don't even know. And so basically, here's what he's saying. He's talking to an older lady. Her name is Willow, and she thinks her time is done. And our character chuckles, and he says this. He goes, so he goes, well, if he says a whole bunch of different characters. He's talking about people. He goes, what about Benjamin Franklin? He didn't invent bifocals until he was 78. Winston Churchill was 78 when he finished with more than a couple of his careers, and then he wrote a book and won a Nobel Prize for Literature at 78. He continued on. Nelson Mandela, he didn't become the president of South Africa until after he served years in prison and he was 75. He went on to say people like Grandma Moses, her artist, her very first painting didn't sell until she was 90. Michelangelo was well into his older age. He doesn't say how old he was before he started his great work. He says people that achieved greatness that you and I look at didn't actually achieve those things until they were much older. And I want you to know something. Like this page, while we talk about keto and low carb and food and recipes, that your life is more than just fat loss. Like, there is more to you. There are more things that you need to accomplish. There are people that need you. You might not think so, but it's true. That need you to step up and do the things that are on your heart. It's more than just the 50 pounds of fat. Now, if you take care of your health, if you get healthy yourself, it will be easier for you to overflow into other people. When you feel better, it helps you help other people feel better. When you feel good, you make better decisions. You smile more. Maybe you go out of your way to help somebody, right? When you feel good, it allows you to help other people because you want them to feel good. When you feel good, You make better decisions, but you also show up for other people. So I understand all of that. I want to help you with your health journey. And I also want you to have perspective on other areas of your life, right? Like, you are not too old, you are not too young. You might not have loved the environment that you grew up in, but you can change that now. If you don't like where you're at, you're not a tree, you can move, right? Well, no, I can't. Financially, you can move, you can do things. There are lots of different ways to do lots of different things. And oftentimes, we get stuck in this rut of where we are at, like, oh, I just don't have any hope. Oh, I've been here for so long. That seems too hard. But I know you've all heard this. If you don't do something different, if you don't change where you're at, if you don't like where you're at, you're not going to get different results unless you change something, unless you do something different, unless you do hard things, right? And the perspective of this from this man to this older lady was, you're not done. And you can still have hope. And what is deep inside of you that you would like to accomplish outside of fat loss for you, right? That's great. Let's work on your health. Let's feel better so that you can overflow into other people. He says, many of life's treasures remain hidden within us simply because we never search for them. Often we do not ask the right proper questions that might lead us to the answer to all of the challenges, to all of our challenges. We are so caught up with fear and regret that hope seems like a foolish endeavor. Proof of hope, however, is not only possible, it is overlooked. And he names more people. Look at this person, they're 90. Look at this person, they're 80. This person at 78 accomplished this. He's like, oftentimes we just let the world tell us what we should do, depict our actions, sit in front of the TV, watch the news, woe is me, my family doesn't come and visit me, my sister doesn't like me, like whatever the case may be, right? When in fact, if you were to just sit with yourself for a little bit and go, but what if? But if I were to do something else, if I were to do what is on my heart, if I were to do something, you have something in you that you're like, if I had more time, if I knew then what I knew now, I would have taken a different direction. If I had extra time, I would put it here. If I had the resources and the money, I would do. That is probably the next thing you need to dive into. And you can do it at a small scale. And you're not too old and you're not too young. And he just simply says this. If you are breathing and you are still alive, if you are alive, then you are still here physically on this planet. If you are still here, then you have not completed what you were put on this earth to do. If you have not completed what you were put on this earth to do, then that means that your very purpose has not yet been fulfilled. If your purpose has not yet been fulfilled, then the most important part of your life has not yet been lived. And if your most important part of your life has not yet been lived, then there is hope. Don't sit back. Don't just wish for things. There are things that the world needs you to do, the people around you need you to do, you need you to do, your kids, your spouse, your family, your coworkers, maybe people you don't even know, will benefit from something that is, you need to step out and do it. Little steps at a time, right? I wish I knew all of those things and I could tell you your next steps, but I don't. So, it just gave this older lady perspective on her life and something that she wants to accomplish. I think she was 86. And her saying, I guess I'm not done. You're right, I'm not done. I have more to give. And it's little steps every single day towards that. It says, no matter your age, physical condition, financial situation, color, gender, emotional state, or belief, everything that you do, every move you make matters to all of us. And forever. Time is precious, and you have much more to do. That is what this chapter was about. So whatever that means to you, I want you to know something. I am here to help you on your health journey. I am here to help you physically feel better. And why do you want to feel better? Because when you feel better, you can overflow and give to other people. When you are grouchy and you don't feel good and you're whining and you've got this state of, I can never, I won't, and just feeling like it's too late for me. It's not too late for you. And even just making simple tweaks in your own health by little things, honestly, by like cutting out the sugar, making better choices on food, going for a walk, working on your mindset, drinking more water, focusing on little things to feel better, then your brain will feel better. You'll start thinking and dreaming more. You might create. You might spend more time with somebody. You might take action on something that changes people's lives and your own. So I get it. Listen, your health is important. I'm here to help. You can send me a message at any point in time. I will help you on your health journey. I will help you eat better, feel better, move your body, understand the power of mindset, and don't count yourself out for anything. You are alive, you are breathing, you are on here, you've got something that only you can do, a purpose, a calling on your life. Let's find out what it is. Let's figure that out and your next step. So that's this book. The book is about perspective. It's a great book. If you don't have it, I would recommend getting it and read the stories. It's an easy read. It's not very long. It's great. So that's it for this morning. If you didn't watch my live yesterday, my daughter, after I got off, I only had a short period of time. I did a live yesterday afternoon, and I was like, trying to get from place to place, and I hopped on, I think it's 7 minutes, so it was pretty short. And I got off, and my daughter was like, that's the best live you've ever done. And I was like, must have been the energy that I had. I don't know. But if you want to know more about a new flavor of ketones coming today, if you want to know more about benefits of my mom fuel, if you want a couple keto tips, go watch yesterday's live. Otherwise, continue to tune in here. I'm here to help. Send me a message. I hope you have an incredible morning, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye, everybody.